Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to Spicy Sunflower Tarot, and I wish you a very, very happy birthday season. I am going to do a reading for you for this upcoming month of November. So if you've already had your birthday in the month of October, you're an October Scorpio, wishing you a very happy birthday celebration, whatever day that is. If you want to throw your date of birth, just the month and day, if you're comfortable with that, please feel free so that we can wish you a happy birthday. Also, that's a great way to find your birthday twin out there. And so heading into November, we're looking at that starting next week. So let's just give you your November energy, looking at the month ahead. I am using When Women Had Wings, beautifully illustrated, this lovely violet purple foil siding, and oh my gosh, the images are just absolutely beautiful. One more shuffle. Scorpio can be your sun sign, moon sign, rising sign, ascendant, or maybe your Mars or your Venus placement. So I have Scorpio Sun, I have Scorpio Mars, so I've got a lot of Scorpio influence in my chart, that is for sure. And I am so happy to be here to do this reading for you. Excited to see what we get for your November energy, Scorpio. Tune into your intuition, while I'm shuffling so that we can just collectively join in. Remember that if this reading doesn't fit or apply, don't make it fit. That was a lot of cards that just wanted to jump all the way out. So let me gather those back up, put them back in the deck, and we're going to get started for your month ahead. Looking at a Celtic cross, traditional Celtic cross reading. If you're someone who is interested in learning tarot, I get a lot of my spreads ideas from other readers and Pinterest. That's a really great place to learn, spreads, even simple 1, 2, 3 cards, intricate all the way up to like a full clock face circle of like a year-long spread. So lots of cool ideas for spreads. Anyway, Scorpio, with no further ado, let us get started. This was a jumper. We're going to look at this later. We're going to start off with your recent past, going into your current position, your challenge, what is above, what is below, near future, your advice, external influence, hopes and fears, and final outcome. The bottom of the deck, we have the King of Swords. And so we want to look and see what everything means. I just want to make sure all these cards are fitting in the camera. I had to check and make sure really quick. Jumping into your spread, Scorpio, we have King of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So his presence at the bottom of your deck, almost like an overshadowing, overseeing, very authoritative, very in command, very cerebral, very much a thinker. He is strategic. He's a planner. He's a preparer, putting into placer. He is someone that is very good at giving directions. He's very good at leading the ranks. As far as if you think like a military organization, King of Swords is an excellent boss. Very much, like I said, very strategic, very much about all the widgets and the whatnots need to fit in the proper places. Cerebral, as far as not very emotional, more in the mind, more of a mental person. And this is the mastery of the mental state, the air space, your breath, your words, your communications. And it is, if this is for you. This is really saying that in the month of November, this is what the intention here is designed for, is to look at the month as a whole. So in the month of November, expecting to be very clear, concise, straightforward, no really beating around the bush, very direct. Like I said, not very much in the emotions, but more so factual, more so I'm going to state the truth and nothing but the truth. I'm going to speak what needs to be spoken. I'm all about the truth, speaking the truth. Fixed air energy. So this really does represent the sign of Aquarius, and this is that masculine element, or the masculine energy of that element of air. And so being very action oriented, very much about taking actions, doing what needs to be done, dotting the I's, crossing the T's, making sure that everything is how it needs to be appropriately. So King of Swords, underneath the bottom of the deck. In the recent past, Three of Swords, we have more air energy, and this is definitely coming from into the month of November, coming from this place of heartache, Scorpio, coming from a place where you've been hurt, you've been mentally challenged, you've had some mental heartbreak. If it's romantic relationship that you really come to readings for, this can indicate that there were or was third party energy in your relationship. And third party doesn't necessarily have to mean cheating with, some other partner. It can also mean somebody outside of your relationship that meddles in your relationship and confuses things and gets involved and puts their nose where it shouldn't be. That can be third party energy, Three of Swords. But a lot of times, just in general, Three of Swords just really indicates remembering pain, remembering things that hurt you, remembering something that caused your heart to break. And it's a stormy scene with rain pouring down. There's these cold steel swords piercing through this red heart that just looks torn apart, beat to shreds. It just looks painful, period. So this is air energy though. So just remember, just like we talked about King of Swords, this is very much in the mind. This is the cerebral remembering of something that hurt. It isn't necessarily, though it does affect our emotions, it's more about, the phrase about we're picking the scab, we're hurting all over again, we're making it bleed. And something I just decided I want to share, it just popped up. Just remember not to bleed on people that didn't cut you. That just came out loud and proud as far as a piece of advice for you. Take it or leave it. Remember not to hurt people that they didn't cause the pain. So this needs healing in order to move into your future. This needs a counselor. This needs some sort of a trusted friend, some sort of a church person, maybe, a minister, a pastor, somebody who can help you with this mental pain. That's loud and proud there. At the top of the spread in the above category, so it's really what's on your mind a lot of times, Scorpio, Queen of Swords. So we do have this indication of air energy in the form of the feminine. So it is the power couple with King of Swords. So you definitely have a lot on your mind. Queen of Swords is that feminine aspect of the suit of swords, so that very similar to King, only the Queen of Swords is the more internal version, whereas the King of Swords acts externally, takes action, puts plans together and sees them through. Queen of Swords is more behind the scenes. Queen of Swords is the one that she's mentally prepared. She's mentally planning and plotting, and she knows and she sees and she knows truth, and she's going to speak truth. The thing I love about the sword suit is they do wield their sword, not only defensively, but sometimes offensively when it's appropriate. So when the truth deserves to be spoken, when the truth deserves to be made known, Queen and King of Swords are all about putting their truth out into the atmosphere, slicing through the silence with their truth. They will speak when they need to. They're not going to just babble for no reason and fill the air with words. Like I said, they're very cerebral, very thinking oriented. The Queen of Swords, what I love about her, sometimes is referred to as the Ice Queen. So can silence you, can freeze you out, can ice you out. She will cut off communication when she feels that it is appropriate, when she feels like words right now would just fill the air and they're not going to land. So when my words are appropriate to speak, I will speak them, but I'm not just going to talk for the sake of talking. And very similar to King of Swords, I think there is much intention behind their communication, and that's on your mind, Scorpio. So very much thinking about your strategy and your planning and how you're going to pursue your communications in the month of November. Your current situation is Five of Pentacles, feeling very left out, feeling very abandoned, feeling very alone, feeling it's poverty. It's feeling like you're left to your own devices, financially or otherwise. It has to do with your resources. It has to do with your time, your money, your effort, your health. It's the sense of nobody cares how I'm doing over here by myself. Nobody cares that I've been ostracized. Nobody cares that I've been alienated or abandoned. The thing about the Five of Pentacles as a current situation is that there is help. There is always a different way to look at things. This is very perception oriented. And so this is just how it looks like it's a current situation. This is how I feel, my current situation. What challenges that is the Knight of Cups. And the Knight of Cups is coming in as a challenge because Knight of Cups moves in the heart space, allowing this feeling of abandonment and alienation, being left out. There's always help and hope. In the traditional Rider-Waite, there is a church that the people are passing by and the light is on and it's warm inside. It's almost like by thinking all the things you're thinking with this sword energy, you've chosen to exclude yourself rather and isolate, and rather maybe choosing to see, and why it could be a challenge, choose to see things, getting your heart moving again. Knight of Cups is like, let's get your heart beating again. Let's get you in your feelings. Let's get you in your emotions. This can also be an offer coming towards you of love. The Knight of Cups is a romantic kind of an individual. So someone could very well be coming toward you with love in mind, wanting to bring their cup to you, wanting to move towards you. And can you see just automatically how that would challenge somebody who's being blue, who's being off on the side and kind of feeling sorry for themselves a little bit? Challenging by having this romance come towards you. If you're dead set on feeling a certain way, and then, here comes Mr. Lava swooping in, and it can be male or female energy. It doesn't have to be, gender specific, but someone coming towards you with an offer of love, wanting to communicate with you and make a move on that loving heart space. Maybe get your heart pumping again a little bit. Below the surface, what you might not be aware of, but is definitely present, is Major Arcana, High Priestess. And this High Priestess really does go and fit well with all the water signs. So if you have another water sign in your energy besides Scorpio, this really speaks to that. So High Priestess in the below category here in your spread is calling out to remind you that your intuition is alive and well. Maybe you've put a damper on your intuition because you have come from heartbreak. You have come from hurt. You have come from mental pain. And so maybe you've dimmed your light. The High Priestess is your light, is that internal knowing that we all possess. But there are certain times in life, I think, especially if we have been feeling depressed, that we dim our light and we shut things down emotionally, internally, out of protection, self-protection more than anything. But what I would like to remind you, Scorpio, is tune back into that, tap back into that, trust that inner knowing, trust that you do have hope. You do have something to believe in. You do have the ability to know things that are going on around you. You have a very accurate radar system that you were born with. It was built in your model of who you are. And so I would encourage you to do things on purpose to tap into your intuition, to purposefully call upon that and bring that out into your current present situation for the month of November. As you move into the future, we do have it's a somewhat painful energy. It is Eight of Swords. It is analyzation until you can't analyze anymore. This particular individual is blinded with their own thoughts. They have been thinking the thoughts so much that they've basically imprisoned themselves in their own thinking, in their own mind. I know personally getting stuck in my brain is not fun. And what the Eight of Swords is saying is that the potential is there for this to happen. Always know that the Eight of Swords it's a thinking pattern that can be undone by you. You're not there permanently. You're there it's self-imprisonment of your own thinking. So know that is already, it's almost like the key comes with the cage. You're going to be in this cage of your own thinking, of your own mental energy, but you have the key to open and get out. So there is freedom in your own imprisonment. So please remember that as you move into your future orientation for November. Your advice is the Magician, Major Arcana for the sign of Gemini. And this is just to remind you, please remember that you are a magician. You are powerful. You are a magical being. You have all of the tools available to you that you need to change your circumstances. You have your wand, your passion, your fire. You have your cups, your heart, your emotions. You have your pentacles, your resources, your time, your money, your effort, your energy. And you have your sword, your thinking mind, your communications. You have the ability to use your sword not only as the way that you communicate, but also as your weapon. So it is protection as well as your form of communicating. Please remember that the Magician is, I love that the lemniscate is present above the head, the red cape indicating passion and power. Definitely it's air energy oriented. It is the way that you communicate, and this is manifestation. This is you, and this is your advice, Scorpio. So what I want you to remember in the month of November is that you are magic. You are a magician. You can use your spoken words to create your desired outcome. You can protect your energy. You can manifest your destiny. As above, so below. As within, so without. The lemniscate is the representation of strength. It is the representation of universal energy. So calling upon the heavens as well as gesturing towards the earth. So you're drawing up from the earth, you're drawing down from the heavens, you're creating your perfect plan to put into action. So remember, your advice is to be the magician. Your external influence is Eight of Wands. And the Eight of Wands is here as acknowledging there will be fast, rapid, quick moving, generally communications. This can be getting a lot of text messages. This can be back and forth phone calls, people wanting to get messages to you. And this is happening externally to you. So just know that the month of November could very well be fast, rapid, quick, moving energy. So stay on your toes and be ready to capture the wands that you want to receive and let the others fly to where they need to go elsewhere. So understand that things could be moving at a very quick pace for you in the month of November. In your hopes and fears, we have the Knight of Wands. So similar to the Knight of Cups, we have movement, but this is towards passions, pursuit of inspiration. This is knowing that you're a magic person. You have the ability to create. You have the ability, has a lot to do with your job or just your side gigs, your passionate pursuits. This is in your hopes and fears. So you hope that you can move towards those passions and pursuits, but you also fear that you might not be able to for some reason. Maybe it's because you are stuck in the prison of your own thinking, but know that magician energy, pull yourself out of your negative headspace and pursue those things that light you up, those things that get you going, those things that you want to pursue. Knight of Wands is a very playful energy. Knight of Wands is very they're really not into commitment so much. They're more about here for a good time, not a long time. So that might be, why this is showing up in a hope and fear category, because I think, Scorpio, I think you do want to really land something that will make you feel important and part of the group. And you want to feel as if you make a difference in your daily life. And so hopes and fears, Knight of Wands, it makes a lot of sense why this would show up here. Just know that your movement towards your passions is up to you, and how you want to pursue that is up to you. But know that there will be movement towards your passions, and that is going to be up to you to decide how to do that. In your future outcome, or your potential outcome, my apologies, Four of Cups. This is emotional. It's kind of a blasé energy. It's emotional stagnation for some reason. There is this emotional cup energy here, feeling as if I just, it's almost indecision, but it's in the emotional heart space. It's the acknowledgement that I've got 3 full cups, but there is this cup over here I haven't even given any attention to. And I love the scene, the atmosphere. It's cold, it's snowing. This person here sitting by the tree, they just look unenthusiastic. They look unimpressed. They look like, yeah, so what? I don't know. And this is a potential outcome. So very possibly in the month of November, whatever presents itself to you as an outcome for any situation that it is that you're dealing with or going through, it just might not knock your socks off is all. That's it. It doesn't mean that it's terrible. It doesn't mean that it's not worth receiving, but it's not really doing it for you. So there might be reasons why you're not impressed or why you're not interested, and that might be something that would be personal for each of you Scorpios receiving this reading. But Four of Cups is reevaluating, what's been presented to me. I don't really know how I feel about that. So understand that the month of November just might not be the time for you to take action. Maybe you just need to continue to really think about how what's being presented to you makes you feel. That is going to be an important lesson for you in November. That fly out jumper card was the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles is all about collaboration, working together, building, growing. It very much has a lot to do with work. It has a lot to do with teamwork, being a part of the team, contributing, putting your building blocks into the situation, knowing that, your contribution is valuable. So here in the center of your spread where you're feeling like nothing I do matters, they don't want me, I'm not valuable, it's very depressed kind of energy, feeling emotionally or resourcefully depleted. Three of Pentacles jumped out. I think it as a reminder to remember that you are valuable. You are a valuable contributor to the group. Three of Pentacles is confirmation of that. And Scorpio, I would like to finish with just an oracle card from Sonia Choquette's Trust Your Vibes, and give you one card to finish off this November spread for the month of November for you. It says to stay in your own skin. It's card number 26. And card number 26, I'm going to grab the book and just make sure and give you the proper definition of the author's intended meaning. And it is, as a sixth sensory person, you have a tendency to become overly empathetic at times. You not only sense others' vibrations, but you also absorb and internalize them as your own. This is not only psychically unhealthy, but it can make you physically sick if you do it often enough. The cure is to mentally and emotionally stay in your own skin and don't operate like a psychic sponge, absorbing the energy around you. It's okay to support others, but don't try to rescue them. It interrupts their growth and harms you as well. Stay in your skin by slowly breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth while focusing on your body. The more you breathe, the more you keep to your own spirit and allow others the dignity of managing their own affairs. Another key to disengaging is to see and name the physical objects around you. This 2-minute psychic energy adjustment resets your balance. It's nice to care, but don't carry. What I really love about stay in your own skin is High Priestess. And you are an empath. You are a water sign, Scorpio. So just remember, your intuition is your energy. That is yours. And turning off, reading into every little thing and pulling it in. Your intuition belongs to you and it's for your benefit so that you can go into the world and be protected and wise and strong. I love that High Priestess is below and Queen of Swords is above. So you have these two very opposite energies. Queen of Swords, air, communication, and underneath you've got High Priestess. You have this intuition in your soul that knows the truth. So speaking the truth when it's appropriate and timing is everything, and knowing the truth about what's going on in your world and your life. Scorpio, I would love to hear how this reading lands for you, if it fits, if you have anything you'd like to add or share, I would love that. So I would encourage you to like, subscribe, share, follow, repost. All of your interactions with the channel are always appreciated. And remember, if you'd like to leave your birthday for the Scorpio reading so that your twin birthday people can find you, that's welcome as well. I do wish you the very best for a beautiful November. Thank you for being here. Namaste.